traders from across the globe. Thank you for tuning into my 2,778th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys. Your comments have been fantastic, and many of you are liking and sharing my videos. Thank you so much for that. The viewership's growing, and that's because of you. So thank you so much for that, and please keep doing it. Risky trading is a very risky endeavor. I don't care what it is that you're trading out there. You've got to put your stops in. You got to put them in first. Never trade without stops. They will help you live in this game a lot longer than the people who take pop shots without the protection. Put your stops in first. What is going on for trading on 7/23/2024? And that is a Tuesday. Well, we've got some topics on the board. The first one I'm going to clap for. You know why? Because according to my charts, ES, NASDAQ, Russell are all gaining their footing. They're gaining their legs again, and that's what we want, right? We don't want a down market. We want an up market. 401ks, just that alone. Think of how many people in this country will retire at some point, and they need a strong 401k, so we clap for the upside for everybody. All right, what's next? Crude oil is slowly dropping, and that will help gain footing in the indices. The more crude goes down, the cheaper it is to move products around the country. That helps stock companies. I promise you it does. Plus, get this, Jay Powell has already spoken about lowering rates. It used to be speculative. Now he's spoken about lowering rates. That should help the stock market find its footing as well. Number 3 on the board, OmniCamp, as I mentioned, has been postponed, traders. It's so hot here. I mean, it is ridiculously hot. It's so hot that we've got the air conditioning on right now. We turn it off for every video because it makes a hum. But we're going to let that happen in this video because it's too hot to do one without it. Vegas has been in the 115, 118, 110, 107 degree weather day after day after day for this entire month. It's a bit unusual. So we had an OmniCamp planned literally for the end of this week. But I had somebody from Alaska who wanted to come in, somebody from North Dakota wanted to come in, people from colder states, and I said, you know what? This is no good. I'm afraid for you. We're going to postpone it. We'll wait for the summer to end. So we've postponed OmniCamp till September 19th through the 23rd. You'll come into Vegas on a Thursday afternoon and stay with me Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and I will teach the Omni to you. That will now happen September 19th through the 23rd. Fill out your OmniCamp applications right now at omnibootcamp.com, and I will call you back and qualify you for a seat in the 3rd week of September. So I want to show you the charts that will basically prove that we're, at least it looks like it's gaining its legs in the indices, right? Crude, we know, has been going down, and now that it kind of looks like there's a possibility that maybe a Republican would win, you'd expect crude to start getting heavy for the rest of this year, right? We'll see how that goes. I'm not going to mix politics, but, you know, there is a mindset out there, right? So for me, I use the charts. Charts tell me it's going lower. Whatever the fundamentals are, they are. Same thing in the NASDAQ, S&P, and Russell. I use charts only. Whatever the fundamentals are, they come out in the charts first. I show that to you constantly, year after year, month after month, video after video. I do not sit and read the papers or listen to Twitter and then decide, oh, all that news coming at me means we're going to buy right here. That's ridiculous, right? No one can do that. You know what can? The chart. A chart is a visual look at all the reports that have come out, the ones that are going to be coming out soon, traders' reaction to such, if there's insider trading, if somebody lost a government contract in the middle of the night and you're going to find out in the morning, you know where all of that shows up? On a chart. And guess what that chart has? No emotions. It's got no position on. It doesn't owe its wife payments or its kids alimony or all that stuff. It doesn't have a reputation. It literally shows you exactly what's going to happen. You look at a chart, and if read properly, it tells you exactly what should happen next, with all the crazy news that could come at you included. Use the chart, use it properly, you will find you'll be a much better trader. It is exactly what I teach at my Omni camps. I teach you that everything's already in the chart. You become a chart master. You become a market master. That will happen for you at Omni Camp. Just go to omnibootcamp.com. Fill out those applications and I will make you a chart master, I promise you. Now, I'm about to show you some charts so I can show you the visual behind all this crap on my board. I think you'll love what you're going to see. And again, if we don't gain our legs, guess what? Omni actually stops on every trade we get into. The stop goes in first. If we're wrong, stop gets hit, we're out of the trade, and it's a normal day's trade. We don't put an order in, then have the market go against us and start biting our nails and calling Cousin Fred and Uncle Bob, what should I do now? Jumping on Twitter, somebody said Kamala said this. That's not trading, kids. Trading is using the graph properly and placing the orders. Plan a trade, trade that plan. You want to learn that? Hang out with me. Come to livewithoscar.com. Go to my free live trading room. No credit cards are required. And just hang out with me. And I promise you, you will learn eventually how to plan that trade and trade that plan. And that is so important to being a day trader and getting this right. So, the charts are coming up now, and you've got to remember something that I tell you in every video, because when you do get into that position, because you spent an hour looking at the charts and you came up with something really smart, and you put a buy order in and the market opens and immediately drops lower than your buy order and you start crapping in your pants. Don't hit the keyboards, don't change the orders, don't buy more in cost average. Leave the stop where it is and say this to yourselves over and over again, and by now you should know what that is. Are you with me, kids? Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll traders, make sure you say that now. Let's go look at some charts. Traders, the E-mini S&P daily bar chart. Now, when I say it looks like it's gaining legs, let's take a look at why. You see this killer average? Gets under it, drops. Gets above it, gets vicious. Gets to it, stops cold. Gets all the way up here, gets to it, and stops cold. Here's that average running right through. And what else did it stop at? Look at this magnificent trend line it stopped at. And we had a nice up day, and the Omni is now bullish for trading for tomorrow, or Tuesday, I should say. So that's E-mini S&P. Kind of love that average. Nice hold. Look at the Russell 2000. Now, Russell, if you recall, had a double top. Top 1, top 2, and it paid zero respect. It blew right through it like it wasn't there. Went up, 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 and it came all the way back down. And look what it did. It came right down to here, rallied up, and settled at the end of the day. And guess where that is? Let's extend the line. Isn't that interesting? Right down to the support. So in other words, got to the double top, got right above, no problem at all, came right down, put a low in, and bounced off of it. That tells you that this is an area that Wall Street's paying attention to, right? Because it made a double top first, blasted through, came back as a support level. Interesting. Wall Street's paying attention to that area, and if it found support there, they're going to come in and buy. Let's see what we got next. Now, we've had a couple of down days, and in last night's video, I told everyone, listen, having pullbacks is just part of what happens in a bull market. You can't expect the market to go straight up. Do you know how far we dropped from all-time forever highs on the weekly chart in NASDAQ? All-time forever highs is here. We went to here. That was it. This was the whole big drop, kids. You're looking at the whole kit and caboodle. It makes perfect sense that it backed off. Why? It seems to back off for just a little while. Whenever it hits that green resistance line, it hit it, it backed off a little. It looks like now the bulls are back in. So you see how little of an area we actually dropped from contract highs. There was nothing wrong with this market, kids. Next, crude oil. As crude continues to drop lower, and by the way, it had some form of a double top up here. It just didn't quite hit it. As it continues to drop lower, that helps the markets dramatically. And I like that we're below this average, which seems to do really well. I like that. We're just below that average as of the close on Monday. So I like the fact that crude's going lower. As crude drops, it makes anybody who's got a product at point A and needs to get it to point B cheaper. And if it gets cheaper to transport your product, you can charge a little bit less, and that helps. Either helps inflation come down, or the company doesn't charge a little less, and it helps the company's bottom line. Either of the two, it's good when crude goes down. What do we have next? Bitcoin traders, we've got that question for you again. Now, listen, I've shown this to you twice in a row, and both times many of you have answered, and I have to say it's about 50-50 right now. I've got hundreds and hundreds of answers. Half of you about said B, the other half said A. What was the question? The question was, when we were right here, I posed the question to you, and I said, now that we're here, we should start to rally again like we did here, and stopped, like we did here, and stopped again here and here. And now we've come back down and we're rallying, and here was the question. A, will Bitcoin go straight through this time? Through this big resistance line. Will it finally go straight through and keep going? A. B, will it fail once again at resistance and fall back down? Failed here, failed here, failed here, started the line there. Now we're about to go here. What will happen? I want you to do the best analysis you can do, and I want you to vote. Do that now, right below this video. Leave a comment. A, you think this time Bitcoin's knocked on the door enough times and it goes right through? Answer B, if you think it hits that spot and falls apart. Me, I'm kind of liking the fact that it's knocked on the door this many times, and I think it's going to get exciting when it knocks on the door up there again. Now, that's me thinking. I don't care about what I think. When it gets up here, I'll do whatever the Omni tells me to do. But for you, you don't have an Omni, so you tell me what you're going to do. Do you think it's going through? Please vote A. Answer now, comment below. Do you think it's going to fail and drop again? That will be answer B. Traders, make sure you put your answers in, because at the end of this week, I have a feeling we're going to have our answer, and I'll let you know just how many of you got it right. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys. Please like and share these videos all over the internet, and join the Platinum subscription. It'll help you with your trading.